And we're joined by new USC receiver Terrell Bynum. I say new USC receiver, but if you follow college football and follow the Pac-12, you know who this dude is. I had the pleasure of calling 2 of your games last year at Washington, and when you hopped in the portal, I was surprised. Was surprised to see your name in there, but pumped to see you land here. Why was USC the right option for you?
I always knew I wanted to go back home, and if the stars aligned, I for sure wanted to come here. Seeing Coach Riley and everybody come here, it looked like the perfect spot. So I'm happy I made the move.
How did that process work? Did they reach out to you, or are you kind of send some feelers out? How did that work for you?
Yeah, actually, I didn't know at all how it worked. But being a grad transfer, I was happy that I had that out the way. But right when you go in, a lot of coaches are able to just contact you. So Twitter was going crazy right when that happened, but. Yeah, it's pretty hectic. Recruiting is hectic.
Was it a hard sell for you, or was that something easy?
What do you mean?
Going to Lincoln Riley's offense?
Oh, yeah, it's super receiver-friendly, so I was just like, that seems perfect, yeah.
A lot of receivers in that room. It's a packed room, and I feel like I've asked this question in a few different ways the past few weeks, but the whole dynamic of inside receiver versus outside receiver, no, that doesn't apply to anyone more than you because you played slot at Washington. When you guys needed a big play, you went outside. Do you have a preference of where you want to be, inside versus outside, and how has that dynamic played out through 3 weeks of spring ball?
I've been playing both, and I really don't have a preference. Whatever I could help the team, I'm willing to do. But the offense, it's like Coach Simmons said, it tailors to the players. So either way, I don't think it really matters, you know.
How's it like? We just had your coach on. He's out of here. He can't hear you anymore. So let's hear some dirt about Coach Simmons, man. What you got working with Coach Simmons? He obviously has his hand on the pulse of the offense. So what's that room looking like, and what's it like working with him?
He's an amazing person. So I'm just grateful to be in there with him. He's like outside of football, is really tapped in to all the players, letting them grow as individuals as well. But he knows what he's talking about. He's had a lot of success with a lot of players. So a lot of people respect him and everything he says, that we're all taking that in. I really don't have anything bad to say about him. Nothing yet so far, but yeah, nothing but good things.
You weren't the only transfer in your position group. What was that like coming in and trying to gel with everyone in that room?
Yeah, actually, that was the only thing that I was hearing negative about SC was the culture. But I couldn't say anything otherwise. I mean, the culture, we're all really bonding together. It's a big family environment, so everybody's coming together, and it's just a big competition. You know, we all want to make each other better, but also want to be the best player in that room too. So I think with that fire, if we keep that going, we can have some dangerous playmakers.
You spent the last several years in Seattle, then came to L.A. I'm a guy who grew up in Seattle and came to L.A. How is it being back home, and how's that adjustment been?
First off, the weather is 1,000 times better.
A little easier to throw routes on air and whatnot?
Yeah, it's dry, and I love it. But being back home is super cool. Being back to the fam, being able to just be back around here is cool. It's nothing like it. It's nothing like it.
How has practice been? Obviously, not a lot of people get the chance to get out there. I'm sure Keely gets some insider information from Keely. You get to see her practice and stuff. But what does practice look like? How does the defense? How are they picking up? What's it like going against them? Is some trash talking back and forth? What's the defensive scheme look like?
The defenders are always going to be talking.
But the cornerbacks, right?
Yeah,
always the cornerbacks.
They just love to talk. But it's going back and forth. We've had a lot of good success, but the defense has too, which is always good when it goes back and forth because you don't want a one-sided team. We've had a lot of situational things. We've been doing 2-minute a lot lately. We did some red zone recently. So they just like putting us in situations where, it's going to be actual football.
Is it all kind of culminating to the spring game? Is that kind of been the focus?
Yeah. So we have kind of like a scrimmage kind of day tomorrow. I'm not really sure how that works. But, they're just putting us in all the situations so that we're smart players in those, getting out of bounds, getting down in certain situations. So, yeah.
What's it been like working with Caleb Williams and Miller Moss? What's that chemistry building process like?
It's cool. They're younger dudes, but they seem like leaders already, which is pretty crazy. I'm older, but they seem like they're about my age the way they're handling it. They're both commanding the huddle, and they're picking up stuff pretty fast. So a lot of the guys are rallying around them, and that's all you can really hope for.
Did you, or I guess I'll switch gears a little bit. When Coach is coaching, when you look at his former players, I mean, he's got some studs now. You got Crabtree, Hollywood Brown, CeeDee Lamb, D.D. Westbrook. Does he bring those guys up? Do you guys watch film of maybe what they did at Oklahoma? How does that play out?
We have access to all that stuff, but he brings it up if it applies to maybe the concept or something like that. But no, he doesn't throw that stuff in your face. He understands that everyone's going to be different, but like I said, a lot of people respect him because he has a good resume. So you want to be on his good side, you know?
No doubt.
Terrell, you got to get in here and you got to make it happen this year with this team, right? So you have to have some serious goals. What are your goals going into this year when you know, hey, I got to make it happen this year if I want to keep going in this football game?
Well, I for sure want to play at the next level. Obviously, my goals are going to be, I want to be all Pac-12. I want to be known across the country. I feel like I'm still just like a West Coast kind of situation. But, my personal goal, I've realized overplaying is over the years is that in order to reach your personal goals, you got to reach team goals. So in order to get those goals, I feel like we have to be successful as a team. So I need to be a leader, and lead the team, and then obviously make plays in those big games if, we're super successful.
You took advantage of 0 being a number. Did you have your sights set on that when you were transferring?
No, honestly, I wasn't thinking too much of it, but Gary had 1, so I thought that was the next best option.
Nice.
Did you ever cross paths with Drake London at all in high school?
No, I didn't. No, not at all.
Did you follow his game at all? Obviously, the NFL draft's coming up. What do you love about his style?
He's physical, and he just looks calm out there. And it looks like his mindset is that he's just going to get the ball regardless of who's around him, what the play is, and that's what makes him so special. And then other than that, he's really good after the catch too. So he's just a physical guy, and that's what sticks out about him.
What can we expect from this offense, man? If you had to put a stamp on it right now, hey, this year this offense is going to do what? What are we going to? What are Trojan fans everywhere looking for this offense to do?
I think it's going to be, if I had to say one word, it's going to be entertaining. We're gonna take some shots. We're gonna have a lot of playmakers with the ball. It's going to be fun to watch. So
we're not out there. Well, I am, but these guys aren't out there. Who's someone that USC fans should look out for in 2022?
Besides Terrell Bynum.
Yeah, besides you, that doesn't count.
I want to give a curveball. Let me think.
Okay.
Max coming off the ACL. I think he's going to surprise some people. Yeah.
I thought he was calling me out. I was like, my eligibility's up. I don't even care if we get a COVID extra year.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. There's Terrell Bynum, one of the newest members of this USC team, but not new to college football. Very productive and excited to see him out there.